In this video, we'll be doing some example problems related to indices. I have these 9 problems over here and I'll be solving them using the rules of indices that we studied earlier. Let's look at this first problem. I have 2p to the 5 times 4p square and I need to evaluate this. So to evaluate this, first I'm going to write this 2 and this p to the 5 separately. Since these two are getting multiplied, I can write this like this: 2 times p to the 5. And for this 4p square, I'm also going to break this up because these two are getting multiplied by each other. So I can write this like 4 times p square. Now I'm going to multiply the two integers over here. 2 and 4 are integers over here, so I can multiply these two. So I'm going to write it like this: 2 times 4 times p to the 5 times p square. And 2 times 4 is 8. So this becomes 8 times p to the 5 times p square. These two terms that are getting multiplied, p to the 5 and p square, these two terms have the same base and there is a multiplication sign in between. So I can use this rule of indices over here. When two terms are getting multiplied and they have the same base, then their powers are going to get added. So I can write this like 8 times p to the 5 plus 2. These two powers got added. 5 plus 2 is 7, so this becomes 8 times p to the 7, and 8 times p to the 7, I can write this like 8p to the 7. This is my answer. Let's look at the next question. Over here I have x to the 6 times x to the 5 times x square. These three terms that are getting multiplied have the same base. So I can again use this rule of indices. When the two terms that are getting multiplied have the same base and there's a multiplication sign in between, then the powers get added. So I'm going to take the base common, which is x, and I'm going to add the powers. So 6 plus 5 plus 2. 6 plus 5 plus 2 is 13. So my answer is x to the 13. This is my answer. Let's look at the third problem. Over here I have y to the 3 and this is whole raised to the power of 4. To evaluate this problem, I'm going to use this rule of indices, which says that when a term is raised to a power and that whole term is raised to another power, then the outside power comes inside to get multiplied with the inside power. So this 4, I'm going to bring it inside the bracket and it's going to get multiplied with the power inside, which is 3. So this becomes y to the 3 times 4. And 3 times 4 is 12, so this becomes y to the 12. This is my answer. Next, in question number 4, I have y to the 6 times y to the minus 2. These two terms that are getting multiplied have the same base, so I'm going to add the powers. This becomes y to the 6 plus, and the next number is minus 2. So I'm going to write a minus 2 in the bracket because it has a negative sign with it. And plus times minus is minus, so this becomes y to the 6 minus 2. 6 minus 2 is 4, so this becomes y to the 4. This is my answer. This was one way of doing this problem. The other way of doing this problem would be, if I write this minus 2, if I make this power of minus 2 a positive power, I would have to send this whole term to the denominator using this rule of indices. So I can write this like y to the 6 times 1 upon y square. Now if I multiply these two, this becomes y to the 6 divided by y square. Now to evaluate this, I will use this rule of indices, which says that when two terms are getting divided and have the same base, then the powers get subtracted. So this becomes y to the 6 minus 2. Again I will get the answer y to the 4. This is my answer. Now let's look at question number 5. Over here I have 2b whole raised to the power of 3 and it's getting divided by 4b square. Since these two are getting divided, I'm going to write them in the form of numerator upon denominator. So this is 2b whole raised to the power of 3 divided by 4b square. This is my numerator and this is my denominator. First of all, I'm going to simplify the numerator. And to simplify the numerator, I am going to remove this bracket. And to remove this bracket, I would have to take this whole power of 3 inside the bracket. And when it goes inside the bracket, it multiplies with every power inside the bracket. the power of this 2 is 1 and the power of this b is also 1. So the numerator becomes 2 to the 1 times 3 and b to the 1 times 3 and divided by 4b square. 1 times 3 is just 3, so this is 2 to the 3 and b to the 3 divided by 4b square. Now in the numerator and in the denominator, there are two types of terms. I have integers over here, this 2 and this 4, and I have variables over here, this b and this b. So I'm going to separate out my integers and I'm going to separate out my variables. So I can write this like 2 to the 3 divided by 4 times b cube divided by b square. Now to simplify this fraction over here, I'm going to use this rule of indices. These two are getting divided and have the same base. So I can subtract the powers. This becomes b to the 3 minus 2. And for this fraction over here, I can write this 4 as base of 2. Means I can write this as 2 square. So this becomes 2 to the 3 divided by 2 square. And again, to simplify this fraction, I'll use this rule again. Bases are same and they are getting divided, so I'll subtract the powers. So if I write over here, this becomes 2 to the 3 minus 2 and b to the 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1, so this becomes 2 to the 1 and b to the 1. And anything raised to the power of 1 is just that same number using the first rule of indices. So this I can write as 2b. This is my answer. Let's look at question number 6. Over here I have p cube times q times p q square. So to evaluate this, I'm going to multiply my terms of p and I'm going to multiply my terms of q. When I multiply terms of p, these two terms have the same base, so I can add their powers. This p has no power on top of it, means it has the power of 1. So when I multiply these two p's, I will get p to the 3 plus 1. And when I multiply these two q's, this q has no power, means it has the power of 1. So after multiplication, this becomes q to the 1 plus 2. 3 plus 1 is 4, so this becomes p to the 4, and 1 plus 2 is 3, so this is q to the 3. This is my answer of question number 6. Next I have question number 7, which says that x to the 4 times y cube divided by xy square. So to evaluate this, first I'm going to write in the form of numerator upon denominator. This is my numerator, x to the 4y cube, and this is my denominator, xy square. And in this fraction over here, I have two types of variable. The first are these x's and the second are these y's. So I'm going to break this fraction up. The first fraction is going to be x to the 4 divided by x, and my second fraction is going to be y cube divided by y square. To simplify this fraction over here, I'm going to use this rule of indices. The bases are same. The numerator has the base of x and the denominator also has the base of x. So I'm going to subtract the powers. This becomes x to the 4 minus 1, and the second fraction over here also has the same base in the numerator and in the denominator. So this becomes y to the 3 minus 2. 4 minus 1 is 3, so this is x cube over here, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So x cube times y. This is my answer. Let's do question number 8 now. Here I have 6a to the 4 times b to the 5, and it's getting multiplied by 2 upon 3 ab cube. To evaluate this problem, first I am going to multiply the numbers. In this first term over here, the number that I have over here is this 6, and in the second term over here, the number that I have is this 2 upon 3. So I'm going to multiply these two numbers. So this becomes 6 times 2 upon 3. Then I'm going to multiply both the a's in my two terms. This is my a in the first term and this is the a in the second term. So this becomes a to the 4 times a, and I'm going to multiply my b's in both the terms. So this becomes b to the 5 times b to the 3. And all of these are getting multiplied by each other. 6 times 2 upon 3 is 4. So I can write this as 4 times, and for a to the 4 times a, I'm going to use this rule. bases are same and they are getting multiplied, so I'm going to add the powers. So this is a to the 4 plus 1, and similarly over here the bases are same and terms are getting multiplied. So over here I'll write b to the 5 plus 3. 4 plus 1 is 5, so this is a to the 5 over here, and 5 plus 3 is 8, so there is a b to the 8 over here and 4 over here. And the multiplication of all of these is going to be 4a to the 5 times b to the 8. This is my answer. Now the last question, question number 9, it says that 5rs squared whole cube is getting divided by 10rs whole square. These two are getting divided. First I'm going to write in the form of numerator upon denominator. This is my numerator and this is my denominator, 10rs whole square. First I am going to remove the brackets both in the numerator and in the denominator. And to remove the brackets, I'll take this power of 3 and send it inside the bracket. And after going inside, it multiplies with every power inside the bracket. This 5 has no power, means it has the power of 1. This r has no power, means it has the power of 1. And this s has the power of 2. So the numerator becomes 5 to the 1 times 3, r to the 1 times 3, and s to the 2 times 3. And similarly, after I send this 2 inside, this becomes 10 square times r square times s square. 1 times 3 is just 3, so this I'll write as 5 to the 3 times r to the 3, and 2 times 3 is 6, so this is s to the 6 divided by 10 square r square s square. Now both in the numerator and in the denominator there are 3 types of terms. I have an integer over here, I have a variable r, and I have a variable s. So I'm going to break this fraction into 3 types of fractions. In the first fraction I'll write my integers. So this is 5 to the 3 divided by 10 square times, in the next fraction I'll write my variables r. So this is r cube divided by r square, and in the third fraction I'll write my variable s. So s to the 6 divided by s square. Now to simplify these two fractions, this fraction over here and this fraction over here, I'll use this rule of indices. The terms in this fraction have the same base and they are getting divided, so I can subtract their powers. So this becomes r to the 3 minus 2, and this becomes s to the 6 minus 2. And the first fraction for now I'll write as it is, 5 cube divided by 10 square. Now 3 minus 2 is 1 and 6 minus 2 is 4. So this becomes r to the 1 or just r, and here I have s to the 4. And here I have 5 cube divided by 10 square. Now to simplify this 5 cube upon 10 square, I'll need to make the bases same in order to apply this rule. But I cannot make 10 as a base of 5. So what I'll do over here, either I can use a calculator to directly find the value of 5 cube divided by 10 square, or what I can do over here, to avoid using a calculator, 5 cube I can write as 5 times 5 times 5, because the power tells how many times a number is getting multiplied by itself. Here I have the power of 3, so this means 5 is getting multiplied by itself 3 times. And in the denominator I have 10 squared, so this means 10 times 10. And here I have r s to the 4. Now this fraction over here is now much simpler to simplify. 5 2s are 10, so I can write this as 5 divided by 2 times 2. So 5 divided by 2 times 2 r s to the 4, and 2 times 2 is 4, so this becomes 5 upon 4 r s to the 4. This is my answer to this 9th problem.